Max?
Yes.
What's your biggest surprise thus far?
My biggest surprise is the Houston Rockets. I knew they were going to be good. And in fact, even when OKC got Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, I said, I think they're going to be the biggest threat to the Warriors. But I held out because I knew the Rockets were already very good, with D'Antoni having them shoot all those threes and being a little bit underrated on the defensive efficiency side. I thought that Chris Paul had a chance to make them better. You add a player like that, you're unlikely to get worse, and they'd be good. But I did not know that they would be as great as they are when both Harden and Paul are healthy. When James Harden and Chris Paul were playing together, that was one of those teams that was turning the league into a mockery. They were blowing out good teams by 20 and 30 points, and they were doing it regularly. They had the look that the Golden State Warriors had when they won 73 games. They had that look. And I did not think, like that was the best version of what James Harden and Chris Paul could be. And I still think that when they're both healthy, this Rockets team is a legitimate threat to the Warriors, and I never expected that.
What you got?
I'm going to tell you, I'm not really surprised, but when I think about the team that, I'm pleased with, was my sleeper to start the season. It's the Miami Heat. Let me tell y'all something right now. First of all, Pat Riley is the winner within. This is a first-class organization. Eric Spoelstra is underrated. He's a great young coach. I got a lot of love for him. This kid, Josh Richardson, I love him. He only averaged 12.7 points per game. I love me some Josh Richardson because he goes after it on both ends of the floor. Let Dion Waiters get healthy, Mr. Big Shot is in South Beach, okay? We got that going on. Hassan Whiteside is a formidable presence in the middle. James Johnson is no joke either. Goran Dragic is averaging 17 a game. These guys, this team, they've got so much heart. They're a bunch of rough riders. They're not scared of anything. And I'm telling you something right now, Max Kellerman. They are the one team in the Eastern Conference that I think has the potential to knock off one of the top two seeds. Now, obviously, that would be more Boston than Cleveland. Yeah. And I'm not predicting that it's going to happen. But I'm telling you something right now. The Miami Heat, who have won 6 straight, who, by the way, is in a position to be a top 5 or 4 seed within the Eastern Conference. You better ask somebody. I try to tell everybody. Look, these guys, I watched them during the playoffs last year. Sometimes they struggle to make shots. I got it. Even though Wayne Ellington has been balling, and we appreciate it because he's a sharpshooter. And again, if Dion Waiters comes back, there's going to be something special. But they're not scared. They intimidate. They don't get intimidated. And I just want them to stay focused because it's South Beach. In South Beach, there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of distractions, Max.
I don't like
you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful.
I like South Beach.
I like your Heat. I like your Heat pick, but Stephen A., here's my problem with the Heat. Once in a blue moon, you have a Pistons team that can win a championship because they're the greatest defense in the history of American team sports, arguably. I argue that. And you don't have a player who is, the most talented guy in the league. Who is the best player on the Heat? And do you think a team led by that guy can overcome either the Cavs or the Celtics?
Who's the player?
Yeah, who do you think the best player on the Heat is?
No. For me personally, I think about a guy like Dion Waiters. He needs to be available because he can make shots. The rest of them, they defend. They defend, they get up in you, and they snatch your heart from you. That's what I like about them. And remember, the odds are stacked against them. So when you talk about surprises, Max, like I'm not surprised by Houston with Harden and CP3. Miami, we've been thinking about Kyrie and Boston. We've been thinking about LeBron and Cleveland.
That's a good point.
Miami's on the come up. Yeah. That's the question here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Celtics have been a nice surprise, though, too, behind the Warriors. But I don't want to get off subject.
That's right.
I want to get to
Celtics were my biggest surprise, but Miami, I'm sorry.
And they're a sleeper.